Hi, I am in my workshop today and I am going to be finishing this piece that I recently did with the spray glaze, and I just wanted to show you how I do that. This is my paint shop that I have. I have two workshops outside, and this is my paint shop. Pretty much all I do in here is sand and paint stuff. I really don't sand in here very often either. I do it outside because I don't want the dust. But I have a really great drying rack that has multiple spaces and places for things. I've got racks where I've got things that I'm getting ready to sand, and then my tools of the trade, and then my handy dandy cans of spray over there. Because in this room I do both finishing with my sprays, and then I also do painting. So I paint a lot of the frames. As you know, I like to refinish and repurpose materials. So this piece is completed now, and I painted the frame before I did the piece on the inside. And a lot of times I will repaint these frames afterwards, but I don't need to do that with this one. So I'm going to mask this off so that I can put the spray glaze on it to finish it off. Now I keep papers. This is just like a craft paper, and then this real thick painter's tape. I keep these here, and then I just reuse them over and over again until they're not sticky anymore. And then when they're not sticky, I put another piece of tape on it and make it work again. So as you know, I like to reuse stuff. I don't believe in throwing things away if they're perfectly usable. And so I am going to mask this off. I've got stacks of this stuff, and it comes in all different sizes, so we can just kind of go about taping this off. Now the way I'm doing this is, as you can see, I am not taping the inside of the frame off. I'm only doing the top outside. And one of the reasons I do that is, one, it's a lot easier not to tape on the inside of that, because then you tend to get it on the beads. But it also doesn't really matter, because even though that area might get a little bit of overspray, it's not going to look bad. It's not going to change the way that frame looks. So save yourself the stress, and don't worry about doing that unless you feel like it's needed, unless there's a reason or a color or something to mask off the inside, which is this little lip right in here. So I don't usually worry about that too much. Oh, this one's bigger, but that's okay. I can overlap them. So what you want to do is make sure that all the sides are covered and there's not going to be any overspray on anything else. This room is great because I have two doors. So I will open this door, and it's going to create an airflow that goes through. Now on a really nice day, I'll go outside and do this because it's just better to have the good ventilation. But and then this is one of the tools that I like to use. I have this little Ryobi blower, and I'll just go over it really quick to take out any loose particles. My dogs, as you can see, love to be around me when I'm working, and their dog hairs tend to get thrown into stuff, and I don't like that. So I'll just do a quick little blow off and make sure there's nothing in it, which is a super great tool that I have. This is the glaze that I'm using. This is Rust-Oleum's triple thick glaze. Now you can use the Krylon version of this. It's just fine. There's really no difference. The reason that I don't use the Krylon is because I don't like the way it smells. It tends to have a more pungent after smell. So, but it's just personal preference. They both really work the same way. Don't forget to put a mask on. That's one thing COVID masks are good for. If you have a plethora of them left over from COVID, you can use them in here. If I'm going to do a lot of painting for the day, then I have a mask, a big one that I put on. But for this, it's just one thing, and I've got this one on for me. So I'm just going to start at a corner and work my way down like this. And I'm putting a generous coat on, but it's not super heavy because I want it to be evenly coated. So I am just going to go like this, try and overlap my edges. And that's it. Then I'm gonna let the place air out a little bit, which is what the breeze is great for. And then I'm gonna put another one on going in a different direction because I want the coats to be even. And so I'll go from this side, different direction. And then that's it. So that's done. Put this back. You can either leave this on the sides if you think that you're gonna need another coat, which I don't usually do. 2 coats is usually enough. But I like to take it off as soon as possible because I don't want there to be any chance of residue or stickiness from these things to be stuck to it. So I'm just gonna take these off and then I'll put it in my drying rack and get it ready for the next piece. And I usually do these in groups. I usually have several pieces that I'm working on at one time. As you know, they're, you know, I've always got something going and something finishing up. So I'll come out here and spend an hour or 2 working on just outdoor stuff. It's a really great way to break up my day. It helps to work on my muscles and my neck and my eyes and everything, and just kind of stimulates me for more stuff. So this is done. Now I'm just going to put this on my drying rack, and I will leave this overnight before I bring it into the house because I want the off-gassing to happen out here where I'm not smelling it in my house. But you want to make sure that the space that you do this in is over 50 degrees. I try to go over 60 and less than 95 or so, because otherwise the spray glaze will not dry properly. It'll dry tacky. So try to make sure that you get those temperatures really well. And I have a heater in here if I need to in the winter. It's been really, really cold this winter, so I haven't had much of a chance to do any of that. But I hope this helps and kind of shows you a little bit of my process. I'll be making more videos about how I prep and finish work, but I thought that was a really good opportunity for you to see it. So thank you.